Paranormal Punches is part of the Podbelly Network. Go to podbelly.com for more great podcasts.
Hey, y'all. This is Frank the Bigfoot, and you're listening to the Paranormal Punchers.
Hey, friends. Welcome to Paranormal Punchers. I'm Mark.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Nash.
I'm Dave.
Hey, and today we're brewing beer in Dave's driveway.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm asking a ton of questions. I'm not really helping that much.
No, you are.
I'm probably just bugging.
No,
because it's so fascinating. It's science.
I'm not really doing that much either.
Well, I'm not doing anything. You're doing it all.
How's the beer getting made?
Magic.
I posted a pic on Facebook, and Matthew Hedges, the official shark scientist of Paranormal Punchers, he's like, someday I would like to try one. So we were just discussing, like, if we made our own brew, could we ship it?
Right.
I mean, obviously not tell
Right.
UPS what's in the box. But yeah, maybe ship it down so Matthew can try it.
Or put it on a recorded podcast saying that we're going to try to deceive UPS.
Do you think, is UPS listening? All right. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the Rougarou. Lish, what is the Rougarou?
The Rougarou is a beastly werewolf or dog-like creature existing in the rich Cajun folklore along the swamps and bayous of Southeast Louisiana.
Oh, yeah. Before we get there, I'm going to hit up some listener feedback brought to you by Living Among Bigfoot, the only book series about Bigfoot that drops the 15th of every month on Amazon. Just go look it up. He's got lots of books now. Living Among Bigfoot, but he's got some about the Wendigo. A lot of great reads about a lot of weird things. All right. We heard from... We actually got a 5-star on Apple. But before we get there, got to make sure to give a shout-out to our new patron, Lindsay Andrews. Thank you for joining the club. And I hope you enjoy the fun stuff we're making over there. And more wacky stuff to come.
Yeah.
All right, we got a 5-star on the Apple. Says, love it. This is by Brickcar12. Hey, guys, keep up the great job. Everyone has an opinion on everything. I love most episodes, and a few I find myself rolling my eyes at. But still love the chemistry you guys have, so I'm a fan for life. Are all episodes 5-star worthy? Maybe not, but as a whole, you guys are a 5-star in my book. Keep it weird. From the Yankee living in the South.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate that. We heard from Robert D. Good afternoon. Just started listening to your podcast, and I think it's great. I am What?
Robert De Niro. This is from.
Oh, you think it's Bobby D?
This is Robert De Niro.
I don't think it's Bobby D. Now I feel like I need to read it in...
Yes, 100% yes.
No.
Are you talking to me?
Don't do it.
I won't. Good afternoon. Just started listening to your podcast, and I think it's great. I am currently on episode 6 on the reptilian... hopefully he's still with us if he was 6. It was a long time ago. On the reptilian overlord episode, you mentioned how it was weird that all of these cultures around the world were building pyramids. And it got me thinking about another phenomenon that is nearly universal from ancient culture. This topic is the topic of dragons. I couldn't tell from your show titles if you've ever posted or spoken about it. However, if you haven't, I think it would be a cool topic. Thanks for the great show. Looking forward to catching up to current shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you, Mr. De Niro. Thank you. Yeah. Stick with it. You know, it gets better.
Yeah, I don't think we did. We've never done it.
We've never done. Nope.
Yeah. Definitely a topic I'd love to
dive into.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We heard from Rudy. And no, not the, what's the guy who was a hobbit?
Oh, Sean
Ashton. Yeah. We heard from Rudy. Hey, guys. I just got done listening to your Mogollon Monster episode. Nash, did I hit that right?
That's right. You did. Right on the money.
Yeah. Mogollon Monster
so
episode. Rare. I live in a small town in between Sholo and Payson called Heber Overgard.
That's how you call it. Heber.
You should really look into the fire in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
That happened in the same forest where the Mogollon monster has been seen.
Yeah.
Do you know about it?
I do. That's wow. Oh, Rudy. Hey, buddy.
What happened? What's the fire in the sky?
I don't want to tell you. We gotta talk about it. Can't spoil it.
I mean, yes, you can. You could quickly tell us. It's not the Travis Walton story, right?
Well, that's the movie that came from it.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah, you don't need to tell me. I watched the movie.
That's what I'm saying. Well, enjoy it out there. I hear it's still a little bit warm, but it should be cooling off anytime. From Heber. I always love saying that.
And we heard from, this was on, I guess, a reply on Instagram, Rare and Unusual Podcast. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. We just did an episode on sleep paralysis and how often people see the top hat man. My brother was one of them. When they're, or during sleep paralysis, I messed that up, but it's okay. I wonder if it's an actual interdimensional being. It truly is a phenomenon. Sorry, Rare and Unusual Podcast, that I butchered your comment.
But we actually talked about that at length, about being able to come in and out from a different dimension. Yeah, that was definitely a solid theory that we had.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And on the same post about the Hat Man, Darren Blade Smith, I saw him back in 1992. It was terrifying. Still a vivid memory. He spoke to me. I didn't know that anyone else had seen him or what he was called until about 3 years ago. Great podcast. I listened to it today. Great. Thank you, Darren Blade Smith. Now, I am happy that it did not speak to me, because that would be
Right.
that would freak me out big time.
So the Hat Man spoke?
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing. Did you guys hear that at all?
There's been a couple. There was a couple stories about him actually talking.
That would take
them.
terrifying to the whole nother level.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What did he say? Was he like, do you want a Subway sandwich? Or
You think that's what the Hat Man's saying?
yeah. He stopped buying.
Always going
In the
to
middle of the
his
night, next to your bed, he's like,
He's got bad timing.
he's like,
he's non-corporeal.
$5 foot long.
Oh my God.
That's exactly.
And then you wake up the next morning like, man,
Man,
I need a foot long sub.
I could really go for a foot-long whole wheat cold cut combo.
This is exactly why Icewind Dale
God.
isn't scary.
I know, right? We started playing the new campaign, the new D&D campaign, the Icewind Dale, and it's supposed to be like, scary, and it's set up in this frozen tundra. Kind of think of John Carpenter's The Thing, which sounds scary. Immediately, we turn it into a comedy. Nash is falling on his swords.
Yep.
Everybody's rolling ones and missing their. I mean, everybody in the party almost died in
Yep.
2 hours into the adventure.
Yeah.
You you guys were like squirrels. Somebody would tell you about another situation, like, oh, what's abandoned?
No,
the first quest, and we'll do this one instead. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
No. We're looking at it like you do on an RPG video game. You collect all the quests, and then you go do them.
Okay.
So you're not one at a time. Man, that's bothersome.
Well, this show is not Dragon Punchers. This show is Paranormal Punchers, and I promise you we're about to talk about the Rougarou. Hey, if you want to send us feedback, stories, whatever, ParanormalPunchers.com, find all the ways to contact us. All right. Alicia,
Yes.
on to the Rougarou.
Okay.
Dave, can you do you have a Rougarou impression?
No.
Okay. I thought that's what I thought you were working on it all week.
No.
Okay.
Okay. The earliest mention of the Rougarou comes from medieval France. Renditions of this spooky legend most likely spread from French and French-Canadian settlers who eventually made their way into Cajun, Louisiana. So the traditional French pronunciation is Loup guru. So
Loop.
yeah, we weren't sure if it was loop or Lou, because is the P silent? I don't know.
It's never silent. Anyway.
Okay.
I think it is Rougarou. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well,
You got Google.
yeah. Who has their phone? Who has their
We
phone?
all
on
have
them?
phones.
Come on.
But then that's,
Come on. Help me out here.
The Loop Guru.
Yeah, loup guru or loup guru, which is the French word for werewolf. And then over the years in southern Louisiana, it kind of morphed into Rougarou. So I'm not really sure how that came about, but I imagine just dialects and things like that. But so back in the 16th century, they'd regularly blame various crimes on the Rougarou. The villagers would capture people they believed to be one and then hold a public trial. The court would ask the public if they believed the accused to be one, and usually the public agreed, mainly for fear that they'd be outed as a witch or a Rougarou themselves. So
That sucks.
I know. So to give you a description of what this Rougarou is, it is a man in the shape of a dog or half man, half dog. There were some reports of it having the body of a man and the head of a wolf or a dog.
Think altered beast.
Yes. Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
Right?
It stands up.
Sega.
It stands upright on two legs and is covered in hair.
Aren't we all? Anyway.
Dark-haired. He's dark-haired, long-fanged, and its fingernails are like these grisly claws, and it has bright red eyes. If anyone managed to look into its red glowing eyes or gets bitten by one, they would become one. So it's like a werewolf, but it can turn into a wolf form anytime. So it's not based on like the full moon.
Yeah, that's from what I found. The main differences between that and
Yeah.
the standard werewolf is it has the ability to whenever it wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it can also shapeshift to any animal that calls the bayou home. So it could be a wolf. It could be
A small bird.
it could be anything.
A house cat.
Now, like many creatures of the night, it resumes its human form when the sun comes up. So I am gathering that it can only turn into the Rougarou after the sun sets. Correct?
This is where I started
Makes
getting a little
sense.
hazy because it said
I know.
it could do it whenever it wants, but then it started saying, okay, well, only at night.
Only at night, yeah.
Yeah.
So there might be a couple different variances, but it's slightly more muscular and powerful.
Than a regular like
Like a
werewolf.
regular one. Sorry,
And if
Than
it's
a regular what?
a regular wolf or
werewolf.
Okay.
yeah. And they're
You
saying
think a Rougarou is stronger than a regular werewolf? Is that what you're saying?
I think it's.
That's what I took from it.
I don't know.
Or stronger than a regular dog?
Well,
Maybe.
because it had it talked about standing upright like a man, but then I thought, well, when a werewolf transforms into its werewolf form, does it have human-like legs, or does it still have?
Well,
is it onto it to
so
have like the dog canine legs?
Depends on what movie you're watching.
Yes.
I was seeing a couple different reports about it that it is just a man with a wolf head, and then I was also seeing like an actual wolf that's like on 2 feet. So I don't know. There could be a couple different things, but anyway, it's more muscular and powerful, so it can cross the dense swamps, which it prefers. It likes to be in the swamps in Louisiana.
Well, lots of food. It's cool.
He doesn't seem to be as violent as your run-of-the-mill werewolf. It prefers to wreak havoc by destroying property or passing his curse onto someone else so that it will leave them.
The curse is super interesting.
I know. So I guess I can talk about like how you become a Rougarou. I have a couple different ways that you can possibly become one, okay? Number one, if you did not observe Lent for 7 years in a row.
Lent.
Yes. You can
You just
become,
automatically.
Yeah, you become a
one?
Rougarou. Yeah.
Interesting.
I know. Well, that leads from they were trying to make sure you
went to church.
Yes, you went to church, and then there was also like an issue with like kids. They were trying to get the kids to
Like stay in line and be
Yes,
respectful,
yes.
or the Rougarou's going to get you.
Well, not get you. That's the thing. You're going to turn into one.
Yeah.
Which There's no better way to get a teenage boy to want to do something than to tell if you don't do it, you're going to
They give it a
turn
really
into a really cool,
killer escape clause.
super strong wolfman.
You can also be cursed by somebody. So to get rid of that curse, you have to get someone else to cut you and draw blood. And when that person cuts you, the curse would transfer onto them, releasing you of the curse, but then turning them into the creature. So
Okay, back up. You have to get the Rougarou's blood on you? Or you just have to
cut them and draw blood.
Right, but I read you could cut them because once they draw first blood, it will change back to human form. It'll tell you, the person that cut it, its true name, but
like Howard.
if you talk about the Rougarou, you will become one for 101 days.
Yep.
If you don't mention it for a year and a day,
Yep.
you won't change into a Rougarou.
Okay.
So right away, it's kind of like they got these rules. Like the first rule of Rougarou Club is don't talk about the Rougarou.
Right, yeah.
Stop being a Rougarou.
I think it's
Right.
it's funny.
Yeah, that was going to be my next one, so good job.
I stole that right
I
away
know,
from you.
you did. It's okay. There's another version that believes that a person with the curse will not transform into its form until it consumes human flesh.
Okay. But it wouldn't have to be, it's not in Rougarou form when it consumes the flesh.
Correct. So it made me think,
Well, the way it was said was it only transforms into the Rougarou once it consumes human flesh.
Yeah, so
that
kind of like a
means-
Wendigo or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, but then he's pre-transformed, so that means he's a human. Right?
He's a cannibal.
Yeah, he's a cannibal.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Why does that
Yeah.
suck?
Yes.
Well,
Being a cannibal sucks.
the logistics behind it are just terrible.
Now,
Coming from the guy who said he would eat the human sausage from Schomburg.
I did not say I would eat the sausage if I knew it was human.
and then finally, some old beliefs state that the Rougarou curse can only be passed by a witch. The witch will either become the beast herself to pass the curse by biting another human or cast a lycanthropy spell upon another human. The person who received the curse would not be able to pass on the curse because only the witch has that power.
So there's all kinds of ways to, it seems like there's a bunch of different ways to be able to get this thing. But
Yeah.
not like a definite where, like with a werewolf, you just had to get bitten.
Right.
So this is like you could get bitten, you could cut them and not really touch them other than what you cut them with. You could get this Rougarou, you could defend your house with a yard rake. And you cut the Rougarou, and then you turn into a Rougarou.
No, you want to know how you defend your house from the Rougarou?
Yeah.
It's very, very simple. And maybe one of the most hysterical things I've come across. You put 13, it could be 13 pennies, 13 rocks, but it has to be 13. Lish, why is that?
Because they can't count past 12.
What?
So it was spent all night trying to 11, 12, 1. What comes next? And then by the time the sun comes, they're like, crap, gotta go.
Yep.
Okay, now, one of the things I was going to say later on in this conversation is that, it sounds like, as a werewolf, you're kind of feral and you don't have control over when you change, and you're going to, it would be a curse. It truly would. You wouldn't know when you're going to change and everything. This sounds like you can change whenever you want. You're a lot more calculated, controlled.
Right.
And you're superhuman, but you're in control of everything. Like, it kind of would be a really cool evil power to have. But if you can't count past 12, well, that just throws that right out the window.
Right.
I know.
Do you need to count past 12, though?
Well, apparently it totally
Disorienting?
Yeah,
it confuses them, and they're like, I don't know how to get into this house because I can't
It just
count
keeps wanting
past
to count.
12.
It's like, what is that final number?
Right.
Wouldn't
What if you looked out your window and there's a Rougarou out there? He's got an abacus.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure this mess
He's
out.
literally like scratching his wolf chin going, in the air going 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, the creature doesn't know the number 13. So the pennies or rocks or whatever you put out there keeps it continuously counting.
So don't put anything outside in the number of 13. Don't put anything that is dissolvable.
Correct.
Or light and can be blown away.
Yeah.
Because
They also were like, you can put a colander out there as long as there's more than 12, holes in this, or they have to count past 12. They can't.
So they have like an OCD thing.
Yeah.
So they have to count the numbers.
I know.
Okay, I got you.
Dump a whole thing of matchsticks out there.
Yeah, in front of your house. There you go. And then
Start counting.
Right.
what are you doing? I'm protecting my house.
Right. So that's pretty much like what the Rougarou is. And I just have some stories and sightings. I don't know if you guys brought anything.
Did you find anything out? I came across this on the internet. Mm-hmm. That sometimes the Rougarou is associated with the skunk ape or the Honey Island swamp monster.
Oh.
Because some say that it can actually it's a shapeshifter. Huh. So it can look like, you're the dog man, but it also is like, hey, maybe today I'm going to look like Sasquatch.
Right. I did see a few things, like a few writings about it, but I was kind of confused as to why they were associating with that. But yes, that would make more sense, like the fact that he can shape shift.
So probably still doesn't help him for counting.
Is the
No.
is the Rougarou spell more like you get hit with a curse that makes you shapeshift? And the form that it most often happens in is this dog form, because that's what you might have seen or heard or whatever. So that's the one you lean to the most, because it seems like if you can transform, and there's so many different descriptions of the Rougarou between a human body, the werewolf body, that some people just might not be very good at it. It tells me that could be, you're actually more, the Rougarou is more of a curse about becoming a shapeshifter and not becoming a werewolf.
Right.
Because then if you became a shapeshifter, then you could turn into the skunk ape, or you could turn into, and they said that the transformation was kind of Wendigo-like what you were saying.
Yeah.
But
I almost wonder if your original form is a werewolf.
yeah.
But you can change into other ones, but you eventually come back to a werewolf form. That's where my mind was. Yes, he can shapeshift into another creature of some sort, but
I think you had mentioned it, like any bayou creature.
yes.
So, if the skunk ape was a bayou creature, then you could turn into that when you want. And,
Right.
Any of the other creatures that show
Yeah.
up. Which then leads to, what if the skunk ape was a one-time thing that we don't have skunk apes walking around? But this is so really easily caught if you look at all the different ways you can get it.
Right.
That really, instead of having a ton of skunk apes running around, we actually have a ton of Rougarous who
Rougarous.
choose to look like skunk apes. All
I
the time.
guarantee Larry the skunk ape listening right now, what do you mean a one-time thing?
Yeah.
I think that was his name in the comic book
Yeah.
we were writing, yeah.
And if you're a shapeshifter and you're only able to transform your head into the wolf form, could you then do other creatures? You could do other creatures of the swamp. So then could you do an alligator head? You could do a turtle head.
Yeah.
No, but the alligator head, I feel like I heard something about that. There is a half man, half alligator.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then when you shapeshift, because if you're going from a human to this Rougarou form, do you and you can't fully transform into the full wolf size? Does that mean you put on 6 inches of height and maybe 100 pounds of pure muscle and a wolf head? Do you just basically get swole when you turn?
Oh, the Hawk can.
Who?
The Hawk.
Yeah, the Hulk.
A hawk?
The Hulk.
Hulk. The Incredible Hulk. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a bird.
No. But a couple of my stories that I have, they're actually interacting with another animal, and then it becomes a Rougarou. So, yeah.
I was just thinking that if you turn into a Rougarou and you're trying to turn into wolf form, but you're not good, so you only turn your head turns into the wolf form. Oh, but you're a human form.
Right.
Does that mean you just bulk up, like you just got done with a big workout session, and all of a sudden you're super swole now? And then you're like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about changing my head. Can you just turn into a big, Schwarzenegger style human? If you're a shapeshifter? Go from a little scrawny guy?
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
I guess, in theory.
That wins the Billy Madison Award for this episode.
I was wondering, I'm if you're a shapeshifter, that's a creature found in the bayou. Yeah, why not?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is a creature found in the bayou.
I'm just saying you could get very muscular very easily without all the work that you have to put into it. If you're a shapeshifter. For 100 days at least.
101.
101 days. Yeah.
Well, I don't even know where we're at anymore.
I know.
What are we talking about? We're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Right.
Well, you'd have to have red eyes, too. I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah.
You could do that around Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go over some of the stories.
disappointed
I know. So the first one I have, there's a tale that appeared in a 1971 Louisiana Folklore Society publication. And the tale was that there was a Rougarou appeared as a calf. C-A-L-F. Am I saying that right? Calf. Calf.
Baby cow?
Yeah, a baby calf. Struck by a motorist on the highway.
Now, are you happy we didn't try to do that creature from Iceland?
Yeah.
We can't even pronounce the words from our own country here. Jeez.
So when the driver got out of his vehicle, the baby cow vanished. And an uninjured man, apparently a Rougarou, was walking away from the spot where the creature was hit. So,
Interesting.
yes.
I was going to wonder why you would pick a calf.
A baby, yeah.
But
If you're an adult male.
if you could do anything, that means you can blend in.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't always want to run around as the Rougarou, as a werewolf, because people will freak out. But it's just a calf running down the street.
Well,
People might be like, "Oh, it's just
maybe
a calf
he
running down the
needed
street."
somebody to draw blood. Somebody had to hit him, draw blood, so then they get the curse, and he's
That's my
now a
question.
human.
So this guy wasn't
Yeah.
even remotely close to the baby cow that turned into a human person. Mm-hmm. Is the driver of the vehicle now cursed?
Or is the vehicle?
Or is the car?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, a Rougarou car?
But if the guy who hit the calf, as long as he didn't tell anybody about it, then for a year and a day.
Yep. Then he'd be fine.
Then
he's
he'd
fine.
be okay. And does it go back?
There's
to
so
the
many
person?
logistics
I
we need to
know.
work out.
Yeah.
I
I'm
know.
looking at this table right now, and at least two of you, probably three, will immediately be turned into a Rougarou. Because I think you would not keep that secret for
no.
366 days.
Right.
It would kill me.
No, you were the one that I figured could keep that secret.
Yeah.
I would tell you right away.
But then if you told her, would she be cursed by it?
She would have to not tell anybody.
Yeah, I can't tell anybody.
But then the curse leaves you when you tell and you curse somebody. The
No,
curse
you
moves
become
on.
no.
You become a Rougarou.
Yeah. Like you can't go back to being a human.
Nash, the first rule of Rougarou Club.
I know. I'm
You can't
so
talk
confused.
about
There's
it.
so many logistics in this thing. Oh my gosh.
We need a 5th edition rule book here.
Yeah, I know.
And if it's second rule of Rougarou Club, if it's your first day as a Rougarou, you got to fight, I guess.
Right. So the second thing that I have, cow mutilations have been reported with no blood left in the bodies, which made me think something similar to a chupacabra being down there. But it just made me think of that. I know it's not even really.
Like the Sunny D commercial where the straw goes in the orange, but it goes into a cow instead.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Now,
That's exactly what it's like.
so then going back to the first one, what if the Rougarou was actually as a young calf to bait out some adversary, like he was trying to fight, but happened to get hit by a car first?
I don't know.
Because of the cattle mutilation, okay, maybe they go after the cows, and so I'm going to change. I want to fight this thing, but I got to lure him out, so I'm going to turn into a cow.
Yeah.
Get him to come out.
Because the question I have in that scenario is, why did he pick a baby calf?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you pick a bull or even a full adult cow for
Well,
Pete's sake?
lots of times what you're trying to do is, yes, you're trying to get them to draw blood, because then the curse will leave you. It'll go to them. So I don't know if he was trying to find a creature that looked vulnerable. I don't know.
I wonder if it's like a you can get antibodies to it. So if once it leaves you and it goes to somebody else, can you catch it again?
Anti-midichlorians?
Yeah, kind of a thing. You got a
Oh, boy.
little bug in your shoulder there, spotted fly.
Oh,
Yeah.
kill it.
Everybody's freaking out.
Everybody's freaking
Dave
out.
had a
There's
giant bug on his shoulder.
Lantern fly. There it is.
Oh, it was a lantern fly.
Yeah, it was a lantern fly.
All right. Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
All right, so in another spooky tale of the Rougarou,
It was a Rougarou on your shoulder. Do not talk about it. Oh,
You
crap.
guys are, though.
Oh, we're all Rougarous now.
involves a married couple. The wife wandered into the woods and locked eyes with the Rougarou. Because of that, his spell was broken, making him able to turn back into human form. She knew that if she told her husband what happened, she may remain under the Rougarou spell forever. So she was forced to keep her secret for 101 days. After that point, her spell was lifted.
I thought it was a year in one day.
Oh,
No, it says a lot that I was finding was 101 days.
I thought you would be a Rougarou for 101 days, but you have to not say anything for a year and a day.
Oh.
I'm wondering if you go.
Well, look, the Rougarou can't count past 12, so how do we know the Rougarou rules? If the Rougarou's making them up, he's like, yeah, 300, a year and a day, that's 101. Yeah. That's
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. So if you don't say anything, you don't ever become the Rougarou, but you don't say anything for a year and a day. But if during that year and a day you become the Rougarou and you say, "Oh, hey, I saw a Rougarou," then they're like, "Oh, wait, it's me," and you turn into a Rougarou, then you're only a Rougarou for 101 days. It's kind of the shorter play just to go through it.
You think it's easier to do 101 days?
Yeah,
As,
and go jump in front of somebody's car. Go scratch. Oh, here it is. You just go scratch your arm on somebody's house. You go to somebody's house and you literally just scratch your arm on their house.
No. They have to draw blood on you.
Yeah, they have to draw it.
Oh, well, then you got to do
They have
something.
to cut and draw you.
There was a story of this little boy who was walking home from school, and this dog kept antagonizing him. Just at him till the little boy jabbed him with a knife, and then it turned into a human. So I feel like the Rougarou, you're like, man, I need to have someone cut me.
Right.
I need to antagonize someone to the point of hurting me so I can get out of this curse. But then as soon as you turn to human form, I guess you're like, hey, my name's Jim. And now that person has to keep the secret.
So if you were in Rocky 2 and you were fighting
All right, this is going to be relevant, everybody.
Apollo Creed, and you're boxing and you're just getting beat up, and he goes back to the ring. Rocky goes back and he's like, cut me, Mick. And Mick cuts him because he can't see out of his eye. Mick turns into a Rougarou because he cut him.
Well, then, but if he cut Rocky would turn back into what?
Into his normal Rocky self.
What?
Right?
But wouldn't Apollo have cut Rocky?
But that would be going back and forth, though, because they're really beating the crap out of each other, drawing blood on each other. But he didn't get cut until Mick cut him underneath his eye.
Okay.
All right. So the ending to your story.
You know when
You really got to hold those Billy Madison awards.
I know, I need to save him.
Here comes another one.
But this is exactly what Car 12 said. Like, sometimes I just roll my eyes.
So the ending to your story, the Rougarou turned back into a man, telling the boy that if he sold his soul to the devil, that he had sold his soul to the devil and ended up a beast. The man who was a Rougarou, he said that he had sold his soul and he had become the beast. Again, he urged the boy to stay silent about their encounter, but the boy wasn't able to keep the secret. Eventually, he began disappearing at night, eventually turning fully into the Rougarou, never to be seen in the same form again.
For 101 days.
No. Because he couldn't keep the secret. He is now a Rougarou. He can't.
But you only keep the Rougarou's curse for 101 days.
No. You have to keep it silent for 101 days. And then after that, then
you're in it for good until you get cut by somebody.
One,
That's what I'm saying. The logistics on this are blowing my mind. I'm so backwards on the logistics on this.
No. So you have 101 days.
Okay.
You are cursed with it for 101 days.
Okay.
You can't tell anybody about it. But if you can go through that 101 days, then you can go back to your human form. You're not cursed anymore.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, see, I read it as you only hold the curse, as in you only are a Rougarou for 101 days.
Not that I wasn't seeing anything like that. I was saying that you can hold on to the curse for 101 days, but you can't tell anybody about it, or else you're going to be it forever.
Yeah. So mums for 101 and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
So confusing.
The creature has
I think
also...
we should go to the bayou and try it out.
Yeah. The creature has also been mentioned by Native Americans who live down there as well. So, and it could be the Rougarou, it could be Bigfoot, it could be like, yeah, just that whole
shape-shifting thing, Native American.
Yeah,
that was very similar to like Skinwalker Ranch kind of a thing,
right.
where they're around and we're something happening in the refrigerator.
Yeah, sorry.
Something's banging on Dave's refrigerator like it wants to get out.
From the inside.
Now, I'm very curious who is the Rougarou at this table. Right. Well, on that note, we're going to find out, and we'll be right back, probably with one less team member at the table. And we're back. All right. For anybody keeping track, that was what, 12, 13 second break? No, I'm kidding. I don't know how long it was.
I can't cut past 12. So
Yeah, really. Past 12, I'm done.
Yeah, no, we're all Rougaroos now.
Okay, so
Well,
I just wanted to bring up there's an annual Rougarou festival in Houma, Houma, every year in late October. So it's coming up soon.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And I looked at their website, and they are still doing it. So
Very cool.
and then also the Audubon Zoo in New Orleans has a Rougarou exhibit. So there's like, I was looking at the pictures of it, and it has this Rougarou statue or whatever. It looks
Really?
pretty cool. Yeah.
nice.
During the break, Dave, I'm pretty sure you were like, I don't know, man. I don't think this is that big of a deal, that you'd be okay being a Rougarou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a really kind of cool evil curse that if it goes away after 101 days, especially, well, why not? And
It's kind of like a part-time curse. It's
Yeah.
it's like the part-time monster affliction.
yeah, and I mean, imagine the things you could get done with superhuman strength and shapeshifting abilities.
That's what I was wondering. I just want to shapeshift into somebody who's about my height, maybe a little bit less body fat, and about twice as much muscle.
Yeah.
I'm ready to shapeshift right into that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What could you get done as a Rougarou? You're running around
Right.
trying to get people to stab you so you break the curse.
Well, no.
Gosh knows what you got to eat.
That's the thing. If you know that the curse is going to be gone in 101 days, then by all means, I mean, it's like, oh, well, there's a tree in the backyard that needs ripped up. Well, that's not
Yeah.
going to be a problem anymore.
But wasn't there reports of the Rougarou actually eating human beings?
I couldn't find any.
Oh, okay.
That he's actually
He's not super violent.
Yeah, for a werewolf, he's actually not that violent.
Right.
He's a pacifist.
He's just
he's less feral.
yeah. He's trying to get you to take the curse away from him.
He just really wants to make friends, Mark.
And yeah, I mean, so that's the
okay.
thing. Like, even if it doesn't go away after 101 days, again, use it for all those things that you really could use super strength for a while.
Yeah.
And then when you're ready, just go get into a bar fight.
Go get drunk at a bar, and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my last thing on my description doesn't seem to be as violent as your run-of-the-mill werewolf. It prefers to wreak havoc by destroying property or passing his curse onto someone else.
That's
So
I'm
I don't
done.
think he's actually
I'm
trying.
sold.
Yeah, he's not trying to, I guess, eat you, but when he becomes a full
He's just trying to
Rougarou-
antagonize you. Then why is he
Yeah.
trying to get in your house?
I don't know.
To whisper in your ear while you're sleeping? My name is Larry.
Do you want some Subway?
Pass it on. Yeah. Yeah. $5 footlong.
Right.
I think I'm with Dave on this one. I think that of the monsters to turn into, this is the one.
Yeah.
Because I agree. I've got a lot of hard labor stuff to do at the house with some really big, heavy stuff, and I could use an extra 100 pounds worth of muscle.
Right.
That'd be great.
I mean, then you just want to turn into Bigfoot.
Right.
Bigger, stronger.
And there are cats running around our property that we were trying to get rid of. That would take care of that too.
Oh, because you would eat them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why not?
those poor cats.
Well,
No,
there's a lot of them out there.
Are there? Oh.
Or, I mean, again, if you can shapeshift into any bayou creature, shapeshift into, I don't know, something that you go around marking your property, the cats are not going to want to.
Well, I do that already.
So Rougarou Nash is out there peeing all over the place.
Yep.
He can't count to 13. His wife looks out the window and is like, I'm so proud of him.
So it's only
You wouldn't be able to brew all the numbers, all the science behind brewing?
only for about 3.5 months.
Right.
That's it. And then I could be like, I'm good.
So that, yeah, if you made the Rougarou brew, we'd all try it and we'd like, Nash, it tastes like sparkling water. I couldn't calculate any of the...
I can only do 12 hops. I can't do a 13th hop. I kind of like this. I'm with you on this one, Dave.
Yeah.
I think this is the way to go.
Okay.
You guys disagree?
I don't think any time the word curse is used,
Yeah.
I'm not like throwing my hand up in the air. Ooh, me.
Yeah.
I wonder if the humans, before you transform into the Rougarou, if you could still flash out those red eyes. Because thinking of a negotiation situation,
Oh, God.
that would be really handy. How many times has Homelander done it in The Boys? He flashes out those red eyes and people back
True.
off.
True.
Right?
Okay, but I do think
Because he shoots laser beams out of them.
Yeah, the flashing red eyes have to have the person you're negotiating with has to understand that there's more to it. If it's just
Well-
parlor trick of you can change your eye color, it's not going to do too
Well,
much.
and one of the things, if you lock eyes with a Rougarou, you become one
Right,
too.
yeah.
So you,
No,
you get the
do
curse.
you, or
get the curse.
You can
Yeah.
the purse
That's
can
what
be
happened to the
passed.
married
The
couple.
curse.
yeah.
But that's because she talked.
No.
No,
She
you
looked
could lock
him in the
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you lock eyes in that loving and gaze, then bam, your better
Yeah.
half is now a Rougarou. I won't. Anyway,
I'm seeing your face, the way you're laughing, smiling. You're like,
I should not continue that thought process.
oh, okay.
I'm like, oh, all right. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, nobody knows what's going on
I
in your
have
brain,
no
so I don't
idea.
know.
I think a lot of people know what's going on in my brain.
So are Rougarous like dwarves? Do the female and male both have full body hair?
Oh, that's a good
yeah.
question.
No, I think, yeah. It's not like, a female Rougarou is not going to have as much hair. I think they're all hairy. So,
I mean, I open up my mouth and nothing could come out because I'm speechless that this is where we've gone.
I think this is. I like where this is headed. This is a good thought process. The whole family can be
go that far.
Rougarou. Yeah, I think it'd work out. Yeah, get a lot done at the house. Nobody's smart enough to count the bottles of soda in the fridge, or bottles of beer. There's only 12 bottles of beer, cans of beer in your fridge right now.
Right.
That's it. Any more than that? I don't know.
Yeah, better buy some more.
Yeah, but somebody puts one more bottle in there, you're never going to drink them because you're going to be trying to count.
Count
You're
'em.
trying to get that elusive
Yeah.
number that just it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't get it.
But would you just pull it out and be like, oh, I don't know, and pull it out and drink it and be like, oh, hey, look, there's a 12-pack in there? Or would you just turn around and leave them all there?
You'd have to leave them because you would get caught up in counting the bottles of beer.
right.
It would be that song forever. That's a bigger curse.
Yeah.
If you're just doing the one bottle of beer in the fridge, and you just can't get to 13.
Yeah.
Your curse is doing that over and over again.
Yep.
I guess till the sun comes up.
Right.
And I wonder if the sun comes up, I mean, immediately if you're still sitting in front of the fridge counting these beer bottles, and then you just like face palm like, 13.
Because all of a sudden your brain comes back, right, at dawn, right? What happened last night? I don't know. But there was only 12 of them.
My God.
I don't know.
And then your friend's like, no, there's 13. You take that back.
I like the part-time nature of this curse.
Yeah.
I think you could have a lot of fun with that. It could be a lot of utility purposes for that for this curse.
I don't know. I feel like we didn't dig deep enough. You guys are making this curse sound like you're like, yeah, man, this is going to be awesome. Like we're packing the camper up. We're headed down to the bayou. And we're all walking around Rougarou.
So if there's a couple of Rougaroos and you're all going out together, okay, so there's 5 of us because Whitney's involved, and somebody's driving the RV, and we're
That
all...
would be Whitney.
Whitney. And we're
Dave's wife.
all Rougaroos, okay? So would you just turn into like a puppy dog and curl up on the couch? Probably would, right? That's an easy drive. Or a little kitty cat or something.
It sounded way more meta when you're like, all right, there's like 4 Rougaroos in an RV. Whitney's driving. What are we going to do, guys? Curl up, become a little puppy and curl up on the couch.
I could turn into like a gecko and stick myself on the wall and nobody would know.
I was like, nah, we're like the Rougaroos.
Yeah.
A metal band.
Right.
We just come into town, we jam. Place goes nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, and then after the concert, we transform back into cats and we have a nice nap or a little dog, because you like dogs. You guys like dogs, so you transform into a dog. You're saying, or a little snake. You curl up in a ball. That sounds nice.
My version.
Yeah.
The metal band, the Rougaroos, sounds way better than
Yeah.
Dave's on board with that.
I am definitely on board with that.
We'd be like, roar. Yeah. That'd be great.
Yep.
Could be a landscaping team.
Only work at night.
Yeah, hardscaping. Nobody's at work during the night. Could do a lot of hardscaping. Yeah, I'm telling you. Get some stuff done.
Clearly, you're out of the band.
Yeah.
You're probably like the drummer.
There can only be less than 12 drums, though.
He keeps cutting himself on a cymbal or something, and
Explodes.
yeah.
Well, there you go. Okay, so if you cut your finger on it, if you're a Rougarou and you cut yourself because you're drumming, and you do cut yourself on a cymbal, who gets the curse?
Nobody, because nobody cut you. Just
Well, with
it's
the
an
maker of the
inanimate
cymbal.
Object.
You mean Zildjian? You're going to blame the symbol?
Yeah, the CEO of Zildjian.
Yeah.
CEO's like, got another Rougarou. He's like, yes. They're like a secret organization making
Sucker.
symbols to take down Rougarou drummers.
I got you, sucker.
Oh, God. Putting skin for the win.
Yeah.